speaking of some of my favorite people, I couldn't find any. Joined now by Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author on the D4 Land Services Hotline. What's up, brother?
Oh, not too much, man. I got the wedding done, my son's wedding this last weekend. They got married outside, so I went through 2 shirts.
That's pretty good. I had over under 3.5.
Well, 1 shirt outside, and then, they opened these huge doors at the reception area. I left it open for like 15 minutes for people to get in, and they let all the AC out. I was like, shut the doors. So, anyway, it was a hot one, but it was a good one.
Yeah, okay. Just the quick version, but everything everybody hoped it would be?
Yeah. The bride, she looked absolutely beautiful, and my son was very thoughtful. He gave me a handkerchief, which came in handy because of the sweat, and it just said something to the effect of like, "Hey, Dad, thanks for everything. Love you. Thanks for leading by example, and
oh boy,
carry on hopefully I can carry on the Burson tradition." And it was great. He wrote his mom a nice letter, me a nice letter, and I've never seen this, and it takes a lot of time because they wrote a letter to every person who attended the wedding, and they had this giant board of envelopes, and so people could, and that's how people found out where they were sitting, the table numbers. And so it was outside. You grabbed the letter, you read the letter, had your table assignment. So I thought that was a very nice way to do that.
Oh, sounds epic, awesome, cool, dude.
Yeah, it was good. And they're off on their honeymoon, and so they're at some beach and sending photos from here and there. So it's all good. I got 2 down and 1 to go.
So only 1 more of these, and then you're finally free.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her out of college first, and she's not dating anybody, and so I'm happy about that. I've got a little time to save.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So you got time to recover from this one.
Well, exactly. As the guy who paid for the rehearsal dinner, I think I should have been able to choose the restaurant. I wouldn't have chosen the steakhouse that we had this, but anyway, what's done is done.
It's the past, okay?
Yeah.
It's the past.
It's just money, Lou.
Sure. Okay. That's from someone who lives at Miramont, man. Someone that works in radio will never say that's just money, man, okay?
Well, that's the way I got to look at it at this point. It's just money. Yeah, so.
It's money gone is what it just is. It's money gone.
So, see, I got beat up last week quite a bit by my wife and daughter because I thought I was done with all the bills. So after I spoke to you on Thursday night, I'm sitting there on my couch, and we got family in town, and they're all in the other room visiting, girl talk. So I look at my bank account, and so I've already spent, like, just for my wife and daughter, because they didn't just need 1 dress. They needed 2 dresses. They didn't just need 1 new pair of shoes. They needed 2 new pair of shoes.
Of course.
They had the rehearsal dinner and then the wedding. And then, of course, they couldn't wear the same thing that they wore to my other daughter's wedding because someone might recognize that, right? Even though I've worn the same suit for 5 years. But anyway, I just changed ties and no one knows. Well, that's because I'm a man. So I look and I open my bank account. I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. I'm done with all these. And there's $310 bill to the nail salon. And I'm like, I storm in there and go, what in the heck is this for? It's for a manicure and pedicure for both of them. So I went off on Facebook, which I should never do. But I said, never once have I ever seen an attractive woman and gone directly down to her feet. Just snip them. How do you spend $310? So every person at the wedding showed me their feet. And
no!
Their manicure and their pedicure. And it was, I got it. I earned it, but I got beat up.
Okay, my mind is trying to figure out how everybody shows you feet at a wedding. So I gotta stop that. Like, did they really just throw their feet up at you? What are you talking about?
Yeah, all the ladies came up to me and showed me their feet, and they were like, "Yeah, don't you like my pedicure?" Like, yeah, sure, sure.
Somewhere about 2 to 3 hours into this, you got the memo.
Yes. Yes, I've put stuff on Facebook before, but I got like so many responses about how I would notice if my wife had like messed up toes, and no. So anyway, again, it's just money. I just got to get over it.
It's gone money. See, it's gone money. That's what you got to remember too.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's dead money. Yeah. So, Rusty, you're an Aggie historian and author.
So I've been told.
And you're a historian, period. So I've been living in this 90s college football nostalgia thing. I've mentioned it to you last week.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, yeah.
This story, The Athletic brought it up, and I went, oh, no, because I remember it well, and I know you will too. Ron McKelvey, Ron Weaver.
Oh, those names ring a bell. I just don't remember.
Oh, the University of Texas football player who was 30, and he had to leave the 95 Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, that was a great story. They did a game day. ESPN Game Day did something on that too. I remember.
And he was a focus for The Athletic. It's till today, it's still one of the stories I don't believe is real, but we all know it's real.
Yeah, who's the guy? I don't know. The Game Day did a story on a guy in his 40s, or maybe older, at some very, very small school, who's playing. Didn't play, but was practicing every day. And I can't remember. It was this last fall. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay. I'll have to go
I know
back.
There's a ninth year senior at some Dakota school. That might be him, for all I know.
Yeah, it might be. I'll look it up in the break, and I'll have it there.
That's outstanding. There's a lot of fun stuff. Did you know that message boards originated in the 90s?
I knew that because I remember Texags, the early days, and I guess that did start in the late 90s. Oh, by the way, the guy's name is Tom Green, a 60-year-old kidney cancer survivor and freshman at McDaniel College, plays as a walk-on defensive lineman.
Oh, did you say 60?
60, yes. Wow.
Holy cow. I thought the 30 part was nowadays with players getting 7th, 8th, and 9th years, 30 of those more in reach than ever, even though we now have 5 to play 5. 5 to play 5. That's the new eligibility rule, so we should be avoiding that. But yeah, message boards. It was alliance sports that turned into rivals, like 95. The origination of the message board was in the 90s still.
So I remember doing reports there was a message board back in the late 90s, and it was CBS Sportsline. Do you remember that?
Yep, of course.
So I did A&M stories in basketball and baseball, football. It was like a weekly thing that I did, and I'm quite convinced that nobody except Tony Barone was reading it, because
but it's Aggie basketball. Who else was going to read it at that time?
Well,
seriously, who else was? Was there more than 100 actual hardcore enough to be on a message board Aggie basketball fans at that time?
Because I would call him each week, and he'd be like kind of disgusted with me for like, hey, I read what you said last week. And that was like uncalled for. I was like, Coach, you're winless. So I mean, what else could I say?
Do you know there's generations of Aggie basketball fans that don't remember, don't know, don't understand how bad it was? Because A&M basketball is on a 2-decade, is it almost 2-decade now stretch of being a 20-win program that goes to the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, people forget the Barone and the Melvin eras. I thought it was as bad as you could get under Barone. No, it got worse.
Melvin said, "Hold my beer."
Exactly right. And you talk about finding ways to lose. Melvin was the genius at it, because we could be up 5 points in the last minute and we'd lose.
By 5.
Yeah. I'd look at my wife and say, we're not winning this game. She's like, yeah, I know. But Melvin was not the greatest strategist, especially in the closing minutes. He wasn't ever going to win a game for you. And the thing is, he recruited great talent. He recruited AC Law. He recruited some really good basketball players. Antoine Wright and AC Law were on the same team. Both of them played in the NBA, and they went 0-16. How do you do that?
I lived through 0-16. That's when I still worked with the A&M athletic department, worked every home game. And so I saw 0-8 of the 0-16 and then watched whatever road was on TV. So I probably watched 12, probably 12 of the 16 men.
He went, of course, it's really 0-17 because the Big 12 tournament that year was in Dallas. And I remember they'd already announced that, he was being fired. And the last press conference he ever had was standing outside the locker room after they had just lost the first round of the Big 12. And I asked him, hey, Coach, do you feel like you're leaving the program in better condition than you inherited it? And he looked at me and goes, I'm not answering that. And he walked off, and I've never seen him again. But what I meant was he had some talent.
Yep.
And obviously, Billy Clyde came in that next year, and he added a couple pieces, Dominique Kirk and so forth. But he basically got to the NIT with Melvin's talent. And again, I know he brought in a few guys, and Dominique was clutch, even though he was really not a high-profile recruit. But, I've never seen a guy play defense any harder than Dominique. And so I thought it was a legit question, but it really offended Melvin.
Yeah, but you understand why, right? It's not the way you intended, but look at the way it just reads. Now, you spoke it, but look at the way it reads.
Yeah, man, I get it. But I felt like it was a legit question.
Yeah, if you would have said, if you actually would have answered it for him, which we should never do as journalists, right? And go, with the talent you're leaving here.
Question. Yeah, I love Larry. But you remember Larry?
But what do you mean?
Okay,
he texted me like just last weekend or 2 weekends ago.
So Mark Ferris.
Larry Bowen's one of the greats, man. I call him the original LB because I'm LB and he's LB. He's the original LB.
You remember over at Kane Hall, and we'd go over there for the press conferences, and Larry would always get to go first. RC would always say, hey, Larry, open it up.
Start us up.
And so Mark Ferris came in there, and we're all sitting at the table, and Larry asked this very, very long-winded question, and then he answers it, and then he says, what do you think? And Mark said, go ahead and quote yourself on that one. You nailed it.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah. He's like, quote yourself on that, Larry. You answered it very well.
Okay, see, you're flashing me back to great moments. You never wanted to screw with Billy Clyde Gillespie.
Oh, no.
In those post games, if you answered it for him, he was going to attack.
Oh,
he trained a generation of reporters that tried to cover him on how not to be like that.
And not to have your phone on during practice. Oh, you did not want to do that. Heaven forbid if you had your phone on and it rang at practice and you're there. No. I did a big feature on Billy Clyde. I went up to a little hometown, interviewed his mom, interviewed his sister. It was really kind of sad because everybody was like, he's a great coach, and that's all he does. That's all he does. His whole world is like his sister was a coach, and he'd never gone to see one of her games because he was just so basketball focused, which is great. But it was kind of sad. And so I wrote the story and I sent it to him, and because I wanted him to have the final approval again, because we're 12-man magazine, right? So
right. You're partnered with the university,
exactly.
So anything that would offend, you're not in on,
right? And so if he wanted me to change anything, I would. Well, a week goes by, and our deadline's coming up, and they're about to get on a plane to Nebraska, and I finally just call him direct, and I say, Coach, have you read the article? He said, don't tell me how to coach. I said, what do you mean? He said, don't tell me how to coach. I said, Coach, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want me to change the article? Is there something in the article that you don't like? Don't tell me how to coach. I won't tell you how to write. Run whatever you want to run.
Oh, boy.
I said, okay.
So you don't know what you did. You don't know how to fix it. It's not your intent, and he won't give you direction.
Correct. Yes. I was like dumbfounded. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not telling you how to coach. I would never try to tell you how to coach. And I was like, okay, you've left me speechless. What are you talking about?
Okay. Man, we're flashing. Two things. One, Melvin Watkins was the last coach that would join me weekly. here on the Louie
right?
show. And he did it every week during Owen. I want you to think about that during the 0-16. He never begged out, answered the questions, and you know me. I mean, I don't sit there and go, Coach, why does it suck? But
right.
but we had honest conversations, and he still joined me. Last one, because after him, Billy Clyde Gillespie didn't do it. Buzz Williams people never got back to me. Not only did he not do it, they didn't even answer me. Right?
That doesn't surprise me.
And I feel like an idiot because I look back and I think Bucky might have done it, but I'm so beaten down by the other two coaches. I never asked. That's me. That's me being an idiot. That's me not doing my job. I admit that.
I bet you Bucky would do it.
I do too. But I just after the last two, you know, that's me. That's me being bad at my job.
Did Turgeon answer you?
Okay, that's right. He was in there, and I think that's not what they do, which I respect that. By the way, that's never offended me when a coach says I don't do that because that's their policy. That's not an insult. It's when they don't get back to you that's an insult.
Billy Kennedy probably would have done it.
I had him on. Oh, I guess so. I guess Melvin wasn't. Billy Kennedy did. Can I take back what I just said?
Yeah. Billy's a great guy.
I forgot. He was great.
I bet you he would do that.
He did. He sent assistants when he couldn't make it. It was great. That's right. You're right. Billy Kennedy. How'd I forget that?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Many years and many beers, man. Some of it blurs. But yeah, Billy Kennedy did. Yeah,
I love that guy. Yeah, unfortunately he was sick, and that affected his ability to kind of communicate with the players. But oh my gosh, he is a fantastic person. Fantastic human being.
Yeah, oh no, without a doubt. And then the other part in there. All right, let's take a time out, come back. We can do more story time with Rusty Burson. How's that?
Let's do it.
Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author, just a part of what we do. We hang out each Thursday and, you know, we talk about whatever's going on. And yeah, that's the historian part of Rusty. Man, he's got stories for days. This is the Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. That's where I am. Rusty, of course, you know, he's got to work. So he hangs out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. You know, if you ever need like a metal building, custom metal building from the ground up, it's one of many things they do. Check it all out at d4landservices.com.
This is your home for Aggie football, home, road, or bowl. It's only 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
So, Rusty Burson's greatest hits. He loves Charlie XCX. I couldn't resist playing it for him. We are rejoined Rusty Burson on the D4 Land Services hotline. Two things for you, Rusty. I kind of laughing here. Two things for you. One, Chris in Somerville said, "What's up, Lou? I still remember the last interview you did with Melvin Watkins and how salty it was. Some of the best radio ever." So we have that. Oh, I got to turn my phone off. There you go, Rusty. You were off. I forgot to push the right button.
That's awesome. First off, if he can remember that interview, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is some time ago. And you had mentioned Billy Clyde, right?
Uh-huh.
That is the only coach that ever called me personally on my cell phone to talk about a disagreement he had with me.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I won't go into all the details.
Did he tell you how to do radio?
Nope. See, that's the thing. And I didn't tell him how to coach. So, no, but it was entertaining. His friends called him to tell him something I said that offended them, and he had to be offended on their part. And I asked him if he heard it himself. He said no. I go, Coach, you need to go listen to it because it's not what they said. So that's...
You know, I still stay in touch with AC Law, and he and I have talked about this many times about how he's grateful to Billy Clyde, but the whole key to Billy Clyde making AC Law into an NBA player who's now, you know, in front office with the Bulls and has had very successful career after basketball. You know, he talked to his parents in advance, and he told his mom and dad, "Listen, I think your son's got NBA potential, but he's soft. He's very soft right now. He's been playing for Melvin. and then people have been catering to him. I'm going to ride his butt so hard that he's going to want to quit. And I'm sure he's going to call y'all and tell y'all that he's going to quit. And AC's dad worked at a gas station. It was a repair station, basically, so he's repairing cars. And sure enough, AC calls home one day after a very rough practice. And I saw some of those practices. I really wanted to go hug AC because Billy would ride him so bad. There was nothing that he could do right. And he calls his dad and said, I'm done. I can't tolerate this guy anymore. And his dad said, okay, that's fine. Come on home to Dallas, and you are going to work with me, and I'm going to teach you to be a mechanic. And if you want to throw away your education, your career, shot at the NBA, go ahead, quit. Quit on me. If you're going to be a quitter for the rest of your life, just go ahead and quit on me now. And so AC's like, no. And so he persevered. And, that's kudos to AC's dad. And, that was a stroke of genius that Billy Clyde did by talking to his parents before he ever started, because they didn't take his side.
Yep, the prep work. This is what's going to happen. He's going to call you, and it make them decide how they wanted their son to play out.
Yeah. And, I've told you before that she was related to my favorite Cubs player of all time, and she knew that I would appreciate it. And so the last game of senior day for AC Law, she brought me a baseball that says, To Rusty, let's play to Ernie Banks.
Jeez. Okay. Magical moments. Moments. Hey, Rusty, let's jump into Texas Rangers, first place, something I didn't think I was going to say in my lifetime.
Well, tied right now, anyway.
But still, they won 6 straight, like you said, tied. And I don't know how much different they really did. I mean, they still can score runs, but it was enough to win 6 straight.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a lot of contributions from a lot of people who I didn't know about.
That I did not know about?
Yeah, not before the season started. I mean, it's frustrating because I think Corey Seager is made of glass. You just can't count on him. I mean, the concussion and now the back, and, he plays one day, he's in the lineup 2 days later, and they pull him right before the start of the game, and I'm just like, this guy ever going to, but I mean, they drafted Justin Foscue a couple of years ago for his bat, and he's been really good against left-handers. He's hitting 275 for the season, but against left-handers, he's like 350. And then Josh Young and Ezekiel Duran deserve to be all-stars this year. They weren't voted on, but they're good enough. They've done enough that they deserve a shot at being all-stars this year. And then, by the way, Jock Peterson, this is why they signed him 2 years ago, and he was miserable last year, but he's got 11 homers this year, and I mean, he's legit, especially against right-handers. I mean, he's got leading off games with home runs and just. But then they're getting contributions from like Nicky Lopez, who they picked up when the Cubs released him, and he's been really good. I mean, Nicky Lopez has played like 20 games at second base, and he's hitting 323. Nicky Lopez, so. While they're injured, Langford's out, Nemo's out, he made a great catch on Sunday to end the game and ended up hurting his shoulder. Of course he did. But, without Nemo, without Seager, and without Langford, they've been pretty good.
So both the Astros and the Rangers made their move kind of at the same time. Astros 2 back and closer in the wild card. But since the weekend in the run, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. Twins aren't that good. Here's my headlines as an Astros fan. only gets 4 outs in the loss yesterday. Christian Walker removed from the game with a stiff back. Astros Reynel Delgado exits with an injury. Christian Javier is going to be activated, but the bullpen, they had to activate him by Friday. His minor league, sent down 30 days is up. If he's not good enough to start, we don't know how good he really is.
Right.
K-Wei Tang had to go on the IL. They originally sent him down on an option. No, he's going on the IL. Jeremy Pena went on the IL. Vinet Sousa, simulated game. Do you know he got injured while he was on the IL rehabbing? Hayden. And we're back. Rusty Burson with us for a couple of minutes more on the D4 Land Services hotline. And the final headline, Hayden Wisniewski begins rehab assignment. He's been out since May of 2025, Tommy John surgery. So, Rusty, that's my life since the Astros got half a game wild card, game back in the West, and a game within 500. That's my week. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Rangers can take advantage of the next 2 series before they play the Astros, because they've got the Tigers coming into town, and they're missing the Tigers' ace. And so they get to see Framber Valdez tonight, and good old Framber, who...
Mentally weak. Mentally weak.
Yes, and they got the Angels, and so they need to take advantage, because the Rangers played really well this year against teams with above 500 records.
Yep.
I mean, they're...
Scarily so.
They're 22-17 against teams above 500. So they're 5 over, which means they're 3 under against teams under 500. So they need to stop playing down to the competition. You would think, because in theory, the schedule gets a lot easier because no one's played more road games than the Rangers thus far. And so they're...
But easy's not good, because you have a losing record against Easy.
Exactly. So it makes no sense. I mean, they're 25-25 on the road, but only 19-18 at home. So they've got to take advantage of teams with bad records, and they need to start winning more at home. That's the bottom line.
Astros off today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tampa Bay, Daikin Park. Friday, Josh Hader, patriotic jersey giveaway. And then one of the greatest giveaways ever is the patriotic Orbit beach towel. It is so incredible looking. And Rusty, you already said you have your plans for the weekend, but they have this patriotic Rangers jersey for Saturday as a giveaway. It is awesome. Google it. It is awesome.
It's a weird schedule because they've got the World Cup game on Friday.
They're off Friday.
So the series is Thursday tonight, Detroit, off Friday, and Saturday, Sunday. So it's a weird series.
I don't remember the last time an MLB team was off on Friday. That doesn't happen. I know the why. Yeah, I knew it was World Cup. Astros had this bizarre when they were in Toronto, not this week, I think last week, and they played at like 3:05, and it's because they had a World Cup in town.
Yeah, the parking, I get it, because they share the same parking lot. I mean, Jerry World's right across the street there. But, yeah, it's a weird setup. They've done this already one time this season where they had the same kind of weird schedule. It wasn't on the weekend, though.
Yeah, a Tuesday. Hey, Rusty, go be awesome. Congrats on the wedding. Have an amazing July 4th weekend with the family. Thank you always, brother.
Same to you, buddy.
Later. Rusty Burson hangs out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. Most guests of the Louie Bellina Show hang out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. If you ever need help with your land, what kind of help? Well, cleared, excavated, fixed up, D4landservices.com. If you need forestry, mulching, pond construction, D4landservices.com. We'll be back. It is the Louie Bellina Show. I'm going with Thursday, and I know it's the zone.
Oh, hello, friends. The Louie Bellina Show.
Nope, not today.
It might not be about the journey or the destination. Nobody really knows.
Wow, man.
Listen in weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
The Zone.
I'm joined now, Bill Oliver. You should know the name. I hope you know the name. News Director, Bryan Broadcasting. Bill Oliver, I can't say former yet. He's got like 4 hours, 5 hours left, and then he'll be the former News Director of Bryan Broadcasting. Bill is leaving us. Where are you going again?
I'm heading to north of Kansas City.
I'm geographically impaired. For all I know, you just said Hawaii.
That's right. Going to the small burg of Maryville, Missouri.
Maryville? Is that a real town?
It is a real town.
Why does it sound like Christmas? Are you going to hang out with Rudolph like Maryville?
Remind me to tell you the story about an applicant for the position that I took.
Okay, go ahead.
And graduated from Northwest Missouri State University, and Maryville is spelled like it should, Maryville.
So Mary, as in the female name,
yes.
Not Mary as in Christmas.
Which is how she spelled it on her resume.
Oh. You're probably not going to get the job when your first thing you do is misspell the place you're going to. Isn't that a red flag?
It was a red flag.
So you're heading off to... Wait, Maryville, Kansas or Missouri?
Missouri. Which is also, again, this is just really inside baseball. But the radio station I'm going to, because it has a 4-state reach, including Marysville, Kansas, we have to identify ourselves as Maryville, Missouri.
Because of the confusion that could go. So you're leaving.
But the job is not the reason why I'm leaving.
It's me. I know. You don't have to say anything. People understand that. People that hang out with me daily understand it. It's all good.
Hey, you're dealing with the king of self-deprecation right here.
So, again, I understand. It's not a problem. You're leaving.
I'm leaving so that I can be 2 hours away from my 10 and 14-year-old granddaughters.
And it's going back home. And it's your alma mater.
Their mother, and her sister, my other daughter.
It's family. It's going back home.
I'm 2 hours from there. I'm 3 hours from Des Moines, where I grew up. It's 4 hours from Nancy's family near Wichita.
It's going back home. It's family.
I'm in the triangle.
It's your alma mater. I get it.
Like BCS is in its triangle geographically, Maryville's in its triangle between Omaha, Des Moines, and Kansas City.
How long were you here?
16 years, 2 months.
Holy cow, you even know the 2 months part. So you were counting down the days till you're leaving. I get it now.
Nope.
You're like doing like little marks on the news wall in there. Like you're in prison.
I don't know when I'm leaving today. It's still too much to do.
16, 17.
I'm leaving the campground in better shape than I found it.
Without a doubt. You did a phenomenal job. Bill and I see way too much of each other is maybe the best way to put it. Because, Monday through Friday, Bill's up here, news director stuff, getting stories, doing the 5 o'clock block over on WTW. He's a news director for 8, 9, I don't know how many stations we have anymore. I'm not taking my shoes off.
At one point, we were airing over 140 newscasts a week on all the stations.
There you go. That's what our news department does. And I'm a program director, not just a host. So for some of us, there's a lot of work that has to get done.
Some administrative things.
Yep. And I'll show up here on a Saturday, Sunday, quite commonly both. And it's not a big deal. I just show up whenever my schedule allows it. So it doesn't feel very pressured to me. It's just, I got free time now. And I come up here and Bill's up here. Generally, it doesn't matter the time I come up here because I don't keep a regular schedule. And Bill is up here on the weekends and working on stories and putting together pieces and cutting audio and stuff.
And doing administrative stuff.
Yeah, and doing the administrative stuff. So, Bill, I know Bill well because I see Bill on the weekends. I'm like, dude, do you not get enough of this place? Do you just love your studio, your office that much?
Back at you, buddy.
It's the best. Up here on the weekends, things tend to be a little more quietish. The phones don't ring. Well, phones don't ring. You know what I mean? Very quietish. And I don't know. It allows you to get... And again, the biggest thing for me is it's on my time. Like, it's whenever it fits. So it has a different feel than your normal, I'm forced to be here now that most offices deal with. So it doesn't bother me. I'm all right with it. But you were always here no matter what time I picked. Kind of weird.
Yes.
Kind of weird, Bill.
Yes.
Did you sleep here overnights like a cot? Did you sleep in the conference room?
No, but I did share some mornings in the newsroom with the lights off when I would sub on the Infomaniacs and then continue into a 6-hour call at Station City Council meeting, say, on a Thursday.
No. See, no 6 a.m. stuff. The idea of trying to be awake and alert and conversational at 6 a.m.
No, I'm here at 3:30 in the morning getting ready for the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I know you those morning show people, and I'll share a quick story with you. I remember way back when, when I was getting my first taste back on air after being fired all those years ago from on air, and I was filling, I guess Tom Turbyville was the Infomaniac and, sports swing guy, and it was one of the first ones, and I was so paranoid I was never going to wake up because I used to go to bed at like 4, 5, or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was the second or third time, and I woke up and I went, oh my God, I'm late. So I woke up, grabbed my shoes, didn't even put them on, ran out the door, got in the car, and started driving up to the station. And as I was driving down Welburn, I saw the clock tower on campus, and I think it said 1:32 in the morning. And it was, in the end of that story, it was 1:30 or 2 in the morning. But I woke up in such a panic. I didn't look at the clock in my house or in my room. I just assumed I was late.
When I have to be somewhere at a specific time in the morning, there's 2 alarms, and both of them are not within arm's reach.
That's my normal setup. But, dude, I was so paranoid. Mornings were just death to me. In your time here, what was it, 29, 38 years, whatever it's been. In your time here, what, I say favorite, but, picking one might suck. So what's your highlights? Like, what are you going to remember?
The people.
Even Ryan?
Even Ryan.
Wow. You did have fun.
And just the general growth of the community. When I came to town in April 2010, Highway 6 was still not 4-lane between Calvert and Hearn. And we've already been through one construction phase on the freeway, and now we're both going to die before this one's done.
Dark, grim, but true. Okay, dark, grim, but true. We're not going to see the completion of this thing. Heck, they'll just start again.
You tell me when they're done. And
you want me to text you? I'll send you a photo just of no construction. That'll be the sign, the signal that it's done.
And won't it be great if they finally do get around to digging University underground through Northgate so that the top becomes a park? And they do it at the same time that this freeway thing is still not done.
So you're a dreamer. I didn't know that.
On a game weekend, can you just imagine?
No. No. Like I said, you're a dreamer. I didn't know that. You're dreaming big right now.
Well, they're still talking about it.
Sure.
Even though they haven't started turning dirt yet on what they're going to do at Welburn and George Bush.
So the community,
of course, the railroad's got to, and the railroad's never going to approve it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm no expert. This is your world more than mine, but I'm sitting there like, no, railroad's not signing off on that. That's not going to happen. So community and people.
Yeah.
The town and the people.
That'll be the 2 easiest things.
Again, I need to check.
My 2 adopted families here at Bryan Broadcasting and at my church.
But I need to check again. Even Ryan?
Even Ryan.
Wow. I'll delete this tape. I don't want him to find that. Fair enough.
You're going to play Rosemary Woods then.
Some things need to stay buried. That's all. If Ryan hears that, he'll be unbearable for like 10, 15 minutes.
That's all right.
You know that. What are you proudest of what you did?
Being here 16 years and 2 months.
What, did you think you were getting fired?
When I came to Bryan College Station, it's my 5th different zip code in 5 consecutive years. I knew I had a measure of security when I was asked to stand in for Santa Claus at the BCS Christmas Parade in 2010. When Santa Claus asks you to fill in, you do fill in. And that was the first of 2 cameo appearances.
That's awesome.
It is.
Oh, my gosh. Those are the memories, aren't they? In the end.
And also that first Christmas, I still have the picture. It must have been the last time we could find the giant poinsettias. Remember that right outside the door?
Absolutely.
They're tall as we were.
Absolutely. And it's funny. I know what you're talking about. The memories that come to you are amazing, aren't they? The things that are your favorite are.
Yes. And that's part of the reason why I apparently do my job as well as I do, is because I'm just an observer who has some level of skill at translating that.
See, now you're just bragging. Wow. Okay, that's how you're going to go out. Now you're just bragging.
That's my version of self-deprecating. So.
Bill, dude. I mean, all I can say from my part is, it always had me with a smile when I saw you up here. You are a radio dude.
I'm a junkie.
Yes, you are, and I appreciate.
When I got bit hard.
I appreciate working with and being around people that I feel have the same passion I do. So it was always treat, pleasure, but awesome, which might be too wrong too. Just
let's call it a mutual admiration society.
That might freak people out.
The time that you put into your research to make this gig go for as many hours as you do each week, and then during football season, the preparation and execution, and the variety. And it's like Wild World of Sports. The variety of people that you have.
I'm lucky to have them. I'll just say that. I'm lucky to have them. But Bill, best of luck. I give the don't disappear. Let someone here know what you're up to at all times, please. But best of luck with everything. When Bill announced he's leaving, I went, oh, finally. And then someone heard me, so I had to cover it up. And I went, oh, really, Bill? What are you going to do? And he's like, man, I'm going home. I'm going to the alma mater. Going to be closer to family. And I'm just sitting there going like, congrats, man. Going to go live the dream. That's the way it should be.
I can't wait to play the Northwest Missouri State fight song. Yes, our institution has a fight song, and we have cheerleaders.
Aren't you going to go to Real Winter, though? You're going to have Real Winter again, aren't you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Snow.
No.
Cold.
You're going to miss...
The summers are as hot and humid up there as they are here, plus we get 4 seasons.
See, that's the thing. No. After this, your blood's going to be too thin. As you head out, Bill, I'm just going to tell you, then look at the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox. And good luck, Bill. Thank you for your service, Bill. Good luck, Bill. Thank you for your service, Bill. That seems to be the theme.
And you're welcome to all.
In the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox. And, dude, going to miss you. Thank you for everything.
Back at you.
When we return, I got no idea. We'll just wrap things up. It's the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, Thursday on The Zone.
The Houston Astros. Play on the zone. Thanks to Kelly Bird Dozer.